Gone down to Magaluf. It's Sunday morning and we're starting off with a coffee at Leo's bar and we're going to have a little walk.
Afternoon.
Is it afternoon already? Oh, it is. It's 12, so yes, officially it's afternoon. We're going to have a walk along the beach. It's probably going to be quite busy today. It's a Sunday, so we get a lot of locals here as well as all the tourists. So we'll enjoy our coffee and we'll continue with our walk in a few minutes' time. Lovely coffee here at Leo's. It's the start of our walk at Leo's pub. We always have a very warm reception there. And it's a particularly warm day to have that reception. Temperatures well into the 30s today, really. It's going to be a warm walk. Anita's parasol definitely going to come in handy today.
Definitely.
Lots of tourists here now. Go up this way. Just going up a different way. We usually go down to where EastEnders is, but the temperature's quite high today, so we're going to get to the beach as quickly as possible. We've seen lots of people heading in that direction. We've also seen lots of coaches going past, Jet 2 coaches. So people coming here on their holidays. Actually, look down there, there's a nice little park area with some shady benches to sit down.
And some pretty flowers.
And pretty flowers for Anita. People ask me quite often about parking. Parking is quite often a premium, particularly in the season. And across the road from Leo's pub there is a Lidl, which has got a car park, which is for clients. The shopping centre. Aldi, sorry. There's a number of other shops there. You can have a look around the shops. But there's also an underground car park. And I went down there. There's no barrier. I parked there in the past, and there doesn't seem to be a system. There is actually a meter to pay. It says introduce your ticket. Of course, if there's no barrier, there's no ticket. So, hopefully it's free parking. If it's not, I'll have to sort it out when we get back to the car. We're just heading towards the Magaluf strip now, which at midday is not exactly going to be very busy. There might be a few bar owners there getting their bar ready for the evening time when it does get busy. I've seen other videos, people in the streets, so it's all looking pretty normal. What the effect the new ruling is from tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. If you go back from here and you've not been double vaccinated in the UK, then you've got to go into some sort of isolation for 10 days, which basically affects young people. I think most people, certainly of my age group and even younger, will have been double vaccinated in the UK, but our daughter is supposed to be coming here this week. Has only had one vaccine. She's waiting for her second vaccine. There's a 8 or 12 week wait, I think, there now between vaccinations, so she's had to postpone her trip until, or possibly later on in August, or maybe later on in the year if she can find flights. So this is the Magaluf strip that we're coming. I didn't realise you could park there. Pretty full anyway, but we're going to walk down to the beach. You can see the bars are open. Obviously not busy yet because it's too early, so that's expected. People who were in these bars last night till 2 o'clock this morning probably still sleeping it off, or if they're not sleeping it off, they've made their own way down to the beach. And there's quite a few people on the beach, I can see in the distance. We went up to Alcudia the other day, Port Alcudia, had a lovely time up there, and they've just had a torrential storm which we completely missed out on in the south of the island. There's Oceans Beach Club. There's people already in there. Crusoe's is open. There's the beach. And this is now called Oceans Restaurant, so it used to be Palm Beach. So I don't know if somebody's taken that over. I'm just coming along now just to have a look at Crusoe's, because it's always a very popular bar here on the front in Magaluf. It's just coming up to 12:30. People already having their cold beers. Who can blame them? This is the boatyard, water boatyard. Sadly, I think the wall is now sold. It's called the Duke Beach. Let's just have a look at the beach. Beach is looking really good. Still a nice big empty space here if you want to play your games. Lots of beach beds out. The sea is looking wonderful. There's a green flag, so it's safe, so the lifeguard's on duty. We're just going to head to the far end now. So we're just heading now along the promenade, which is looking a lot busier than it was. In the news front, Mallorca's experiencing the highest levels of COVID since the whole epidemic pandemic started last year. So that really is not good news. In fact, it's described in the local press as being completely out of control. And that out of control, though, is actually amongst younger people, which is particularly worrying because they're the ones, obviously, that have not been vaccinated yet. And also the ones that are working in these bars, in these restaurants, in these hotels, much of the service sector. So a lot of these people are very nervous about working with all these people who are coming and going, and the possibility of catching this virus. And this translates into admissions into hospital, which is still not high, but increasing daily. So there's Blackbeards just going past. The place has been very, very popular recently. We still haven't tried it, so it's on our to-do list. So getting back to the hospital. They're not overrun yet, but the numbers are increasing, and it's coming to the summer when people would be normally taking their vacations. So now they're reducing the number of operations that they would normally be doing, so normal work that the hospital would be doing is now being slowed or even stopped temporarily. And there's a little bit of a concentration now on looking after people with COVID, both in the hospital, in the ICU and on the wards. and also in the primary care, which is where the doctors just keep an eye on people at home. And keep an eye on people means phoning them up regularly. It's the Kalima Beach. Crazy news from the UK overnight and this morning. So just before we went to bed last night, I heard that the health secretary in the UK has contracted COVID. Apparently he has mild symptoms because he has been double vaccinated, but he has contracted the disease. And then this morning it turns out that the Prime Minister Johnson and the Chancellor, who were in close proximity to Jack, the Health Secretary, on Friday, are both now being pinged, and because they've been pinged, they now have to isolate. Except they've invented a new type of isolation. It's an isolation where they don't have to isolate. They're on a pilot scheme, which you don't know who else can be on this pilot scheme. This is the Wave House, by the way, and you can go and do some surfing. So people were asking me, is the Wave House open? This is a place where you can learn to surf. That looks pretty cool. You gonna have a go, Anita?
No.
No? Okay. We'll leave that for the younger ones. It looks like a lot of fun. Maybe Indy would like that.
Yeah.
And you can actually sit at a surfboard. Getting back to Johnson, who's been pinged, supposed to be isolating, changed the rules. I'm on a pilot scheme. I don't have to isolate, I just have to be tested every day, which just more seems to emphasise that they have no respect for the rules that they make. It's one rule for us and another rule for them.
And if it doesn't work, change the rule.
I try not to get into politics on these videos, but it's just becomes very annoying when especially when it starts to directly affect you and you have no control over it. We as British expats, I know I've spoken to some people who don't like the term expats, but that's what we are. We are still British. We still have British passports. We don't have a vote in Britain. And some may say that's perfectly true, you shouldn't have a vote here. If we don't live in Britain, why should you have a vote here? Well, some of the decisions that the British government make directly affect people like us who live here in Mallorca. And one of the decisions that they've made to directly affect us is to say that if we go back to England now, which we were due to do, Anita was due to go back a week on Friday, she has to go into isolation even though she's had a double jab. Now, if you were vaccinated under the NHS, you've had your double jab, you don't have to isolate, at least not as of today. The rules change so quickly, that might not be true by the time I put the video up onto YouTube. But at the moment, people who are here on holiday, if they've been double jabbed, they've got to have the tests here and the tests when they go back, but they don't have to isolate because they've had the double jab. Us, however, have to isolate because our jab, our vaccination, AstraZeneca, just like many people have had in the UK. Lisa's met somebody. So us, we've been double vaccinated, but it's not recognised by the UK. So even though we've had the same vaccine that many of the people in the UK have had, it's not being recognised, and therefore if we went back to the UK we would have to isolate for 10 days. We still have to do all the tests just like any other British person going back from here, and it just seems so wrong. So at the moment our plans are to cancel the trip. It just doesn't seem to make any sense to travel all the way back, take all the risks that are involved, do all the tests, have to isolate for 10 days and then come home. And it's really hard. We spoke to our daughter, our eldest daughter, yesterday, and it's really hard to say that we're not going to come to see you. And we desperately want to, but the circumstances at the moment are really not in favour of that. So at the moment our holiday's on hold because they were going to stay in Mallorca, and well, we can contact our family with Zoom, but it's not quite the same thing as giving the grandchildren a hug.
I've just said that.
You've been watching the videos?
Yeah, we've been watching them. Yeah.
Well, there you go, you're on one now.
Yes. Where are you from?
Newcastle.
Yes. There you
Newcastle.
Upon Tyne.
We're
from
from
the
Newcastle
opposite.
underline. We're
Yes.
the Newcastle.
No, no.
Our son supports Newcastle United. I think he made a mistake somewhere. We're Real Mallorca supporters. You having a good holiday?
Yes, we are.
Yeah? It wasn't hard to get here, or did you have any issues?
We didn't actually.
We didn't. We only booked for a few days because we hadn't been able to get across. We weren't bombed here, and we hadn't been able to get across. So it was the last minute. So that when we went to green, let's jump out.
Yes.
Let's get there.
Yes.
Fell in love by Saturday again. Changed
Well,
the flight.
we're supposed to be going back, but we have to isolate when we go back, even though we've had both jabs.
They don't count them.
They don't count them because the jabs were done here, not by the NHS.
Right.
Isn't that awful?
So are you staying?
For
So
the
we're going to
moment
stay
we
here
are, yes.
as well, unless they change the rule.
We feel
Yeah.
exactly.
We've done
We
that.
had a flight booked. Like I said, we came on Thursday to the Tuesday. Dumped the Tuesday flight. Your friends who were on the Tuesday flight are now having to self-isolate because on the
Yeah.
Thursday we found out someone was on the plane. Then we heard of somebody else who's done that. So we changed our flight to last night.
Last night we should be.
Supposed to leave last night.
You're better off here.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Now,
I'm with
now
you.
what next Sunday, the worry about that is, if we go back next Sunday, we get a 10-day isolation. We're coming back on the 6th, so we miss it. So we might as well stay.
Yeah, exactly. Just stay here.
Stay.
Why not?
Enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah. We've got
Well,
some nice videos
keep
from
watching.
around the island, so watch out for them. Anyway, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There's so much that people do.
There are. There are.
This is not.
Have you seen the news today? Johnson,
I've seen that.
he's supposed to be isolating, but he's not isolating. He's given himself some sort of a dispensation so that he goes on this pilot scheme and he doesn't have to isolate. One rule for him, another rule for us.
It's got to do it. It's got to. It's running the country.
But he can do that. He can do that he did it during when he had the disease. He went upstairs and stayed in there in isolation. He can still do it, but he's not going to do it. He's bending the rules for himself, and it annoys me.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. So my friend's daughter, she left last night on the flight that we were supposed to be on. So we're just like waiting to see if she's going to self-isolate the next couple of days.
My belief.
Because the couple of planes last week all had to as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, my belief on that is they're proving a point, and they're going to prove a point of why you put this in the armband, So they're going to bring loads of planes back out to Gulf. This is my theory. And then next week we'll start simmering down and saying we've controlled it. Because otherwise you'll get hassle as to why he's opened the restrictions on Monday.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we all have to wait and see.
We live in a place called Hanover
In Palma. Yeah. So this is just somewhere we can go for a walk where it's nice and flat and see how it's changed.
Not cool though, it's a bit hot.
It's not cool today, no.
Anyway, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to see you.
Okay,
Enjoy your holiday.
Stay
See
as
you.
long as you can. Bye.
This is in the happy place, and it is a happy place. And the temperature is soaring. One of our favourite places from years ago was Tom Brown's, and it was closed down obviously all through the pandemic, but it's really busy. Hello.
Enjoying your walk?
We're enjoying our walk. You've been watching the videos?
Oh yes, all the time.
Good.
Depressed at home. So
But you're here now.
consolation we had was watching
Yeah.
the videos.
How long have you been here?
Since Monday.
Since Monday. Oh, you've had a week then, nearly.
Yeah, beautiful, absolutely.
And how long are you here for now?
3 weeks, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
You're coping with the temperatures?
Yeah, it was lovely.
It's exactly the same in the UK.
Yeah, I know.
It's about 30 degrees in England. They're having a bit of a heat wave as well.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not the same at
No,
all.
and most
Because
definitely isn't.
you haven't got this.
No, no. It's most definitely not the same, and it's just lovely to be out here again.
Yeah.
After so long, like it.
Any issues getting here? Or?
No, straight through the airport.
That's great to hear. Yeah.
The only thing we got now is to get that test before we go back.
Yeah. So I think you only have to have the antigen test, don't you? It's about
that's
30 euros.
30 euros, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
So no, it's lovely, honestly.
Friends of Barbara and Sean.
Oh, you're friends of Barbara? Oh.
Yeah.
What's your name? Sorry.
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah.
Mike and Barbara.
Not another Barbara.
Yeah. Loads of them on the island.
Yeah, no, we're really friendly with Barbara and John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Well,
Yeah,
nice
nice
to
to
meet
see
you
you.
anyway.
Yeah, enjoy your holiday.
We've been keeping an eye out for you.
You'll be on the next one.
Yeah. Bye.
So here we go. It's always nice to speak to the different people who've been watching the videos. That was Mike and Barbara, who are friends of ours. Are their friends too. So yeah, all intertwined. Still working here. This has been under development for quite some time now, and people thought they'd have had it ready for the season, but they're obviously thinking now let's do 2022. Which is looking almost normal, isn't it really? It's lots of boats out there, lots of umbrellas, and on this side we've got the bars open and looking busy. This is Bar Puerto Rico. So plenty of places to get a nice cool drink or a bite to eat. It's amazing that there's still houses right on the beach. Such prime positions, and these have been empty all through the pandemic, and now there's people actually staying in. These are the summer houses of the people who owned the land, perhaps, before Magaluf became what it is today. And so the houses are still here. Must be worth a fortune, not because of the house itself, but because of the position. I think if I owned one, I'd hang on to it. Carry on to the end. This looks like a cool idea, getting your stuff down to the beach. And this is Mickey Beach. Come here and get yourself a sunbed. Pay a fortune for your drinks and your sunbed. You're right by the beach. And they've got their own landing, so if you're on one of those boats, you come and moor your boat here. They will actually come and pick you up, just phone them through, and you can then go and escape the ordinary, is what the sign says. So you can have a drink, you can have lunch, brunch. Going to walk a little bit further along the beach here. Enjoy the views. There's Magaluf beach for you. When we came along here a few weeks ago, hotels were all closed, so we did actually go up that path, which is the entrance to the Cape now. That was all closed up during the winter time. Walk along. There's the boat. Just the very backwards and forwards between the boats. I put up a video this morning which I'd filmed from Portalsnaus, just above the beach in Portalsnaus. There's a church, and there's some shady seats up there. If you're ever in the Portalsnaus area, you can go and sit on one of those seats. It overlooks the beach and the island off Portalsnaus, and also overlooks the port. It's a great place to watch the boats go by. So my video from this morning is all about the beach and the boats. It's a boat watching video. Plenty of them here. No really big ones today. Lots of smaller ones and some medium-sized ones. But this is a part of Magaluf Beach we'd never normally come to, so it's all a little bit new to us. And we'll go up the stairs now. Lost Anita, how did I do that? I carry on walking, she must have stopped for some reason. Just switch off. I've actually been doing a bit of videoing. I think she's in competition with me. And while she sorts her video, I'm just going to have a little walk to the end, because I don't think I've ever done this before. Never really quite got this far. So interesting to walk along some restaurant seating here, some beds, and just make our way to the end. Have a look. You don't like lying on the sun, there's a concrete area you can bring your bed to, or just put your towel down. can go on and on and on and on, but I don't think I'm going to go on and on and on and on. I'll just stop here. The water's beautifully clear. You can obviously walk around the headland there, find their spot. Just sit under a tree and enjoy reading the newspaper. Some steps there we could go up, and I'll go back to join Anita now. And we'll venture up those steps. The stables. Get onto the concrete. It's easier for me to walk on the concrete than on the sand. It's almost time to find a nice cool drink actually. Temperatures are soaring. I'm just going to walk along here. It's 1 o'clock. There's actually a police car down on the beach in the distance, just beyond where Anita's sitting. Patrols are being very careful. They're keeping an eye on the beach, making sure. I'm not sure what they're making sure of. There's not much they can do. The rules now are fairly relaxed. You don't have to wear a mask unless you're in close proximity to other people or you're inside. So the only thing they can really do here is if it gets too crowded, they can actually close beaches. I can't see them doing that in Magaluf. It's a huge beach, lots of depth to it, and as you saw earlier on, there's a large amount at the back of the beach which was still empty. So I'm not sure why we have a police car. We're going to end up on these steps, but it's going to be a bit of a climb to me, so I think I'll just turn the video off here and we'll head up to the top and I'll put them back on when we get up there.
People up there that knows.
Got all the way to the top of the steps and we've met
We met Tony
Tony
and Claire.
and Claire, who've been
Yes.
watching the videos from. Where are you from?
We're from Manchester.
Manchester. Not far from us. We're from Stoke.
That's not far at all.
Not
is it,
far.
really?
I
No.
often fly to Manchester and then get the train down to Stoke.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been here since the 8th, but we're going home on Tuesday, sadly.
Yeah. Have you got to isolate when you go back?
Well, I think we will. Well, we're both double jabs, so we
So
won't
you
have
don't
to.
have to?
No, we don't have to now.
Right.
We've got 2 kids with us, so they'll have to. But
How
it's
old
school
are they?
holidays, 13 and 14.
Then I don't think they do. I think under 18s don't
Is
have
it under
to.
18s don't I? So
Well, you need to check the
this
rules.
This is
but,
why I needed to watch all your videos for coming out here.
but we do. We've both been double jabbed.
Yeah, I know. And
We've
it's
got
just
ice.
said, yeah.
Oh.
So that's it, you know, flying back for you.
I've just
for a
made it.
while.
I've just made it up these steps by the day. That's why I'm puffing and panting a little bit.
Yes, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's a nice little quiet Sunday walk, is it today?
Yeah. Have you had a?
Good football
we've
match
had a-
tonight.
Oh, really?
Mallorca got their first match.
Oh, have they?
It's
Ah,
not a.
there you
It's
go.
a friendly match with a local team. So
It shows it's all beginning again,
But,
doesn't it? So,
Yeah.
not ready to
things
start.
are getting back to normal,
They are. They
but
are.
not real normal yet.
Oh, we've loved it here, haven't we? Really. It's been
Yeah.
In a hotel.
It's all Barbados
Oh,
here.
is it alright?
Well, we were due to stay at the Guadalupe, but it's closed, so they moved us up.
Have they not
here.
opened the Guadalupe
They're
still?
not going to open it at
Well,
all.
open
No.
on the 10th,
Oh,
but then
really?
somebody's told us it's closing down because it's being sold to somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
there's-
opening at
So-
all. So
Another one, the Don Bigote, which is in Palma Nova, is in the same situation. That's changed hands.
it's
and
sad to see
Oh, yeah.
how quiet, but it's busy. Since we come, there's a lot more people.
Yeah.
A lot more people. There's a lot more busy down there. But
we were up in Alcudia the other day, and that's terrible. It just doesn't look good.
oh,
as
yeah,
well.
I've seen the video.
It's,
Yeah, he was in,
I mean, it's a lovely place, and there are people there, but most of the voices you hear are Spanish voices.
Yeah.
There's some European voices as well. Not many Brits up there at the moment, though. And that's a place where you usually get a lot of Brits there in Poyensa.
It's a shame, isn't it? It
So-
is a shame to see.
The south has been different. Magaluf's been quiet.
Yeah.
Palma Nova's been busy all the time. Palma
It's
Nova's
building
different.
up here, though. I mean, you know, it's in the daytime. It's getting very busy.
Yeah,
I like seeing all these boats coming in here
Yes.
over the weekend.
the boats are lovely.
Love it, don't they?
You won't want to go back, will you?
I'm dreading it now. Tuesday, I don't want a Tuesday night. That's me. I'll be sat in the room crying. It was lovely to meet you both anyway.
Great, thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for all the information you give us.
Yeah,
Like
well,
the
we-
Spanish travelling health forms, we found out about them through you and everything.
It's great.
Everything we had to do.
And it was all fairly straightforward.
Oh, it's easy, yeah.
It's easy, really easy
You come across dead easy and made it all easy for us. Like when you put the link for the Spanish travelling health, we didn't know anything about that until you put it on. We didn't know anything, so.
It has all been confusing because there's been two. Well, no, there's not been two. There's been at least 3 different sets of rules. So the UK have got their rules, Spain have their rules, but the Baleares was classed as somewhere separate, so they had their rules.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Well,
just-
I was following them on your video saying they were trying to get their own rules for the Balearics and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
thank you
Thank
very
you,
much
buddy.
for everything.
thank you for
Thank
watching.
you. Lovely to meet both of you.
And you as well.
I'll be
And I'll
watching
try and get up these last few
more
steps.
all the time. I'm going to come back in September. So
Oh, we might see you again.
Keep us up to date with the rules.
See you then.
See you,
Bye.
Steve. See you.
Thank you. Oh, nice to find a bit of shade and nice to meet someone who's enjoying watching the videos and finding the information that we're passing on well, interesting and more importantly useful, help them to come here to Mallorca and enjoy their holidays. I'm just getting my breath back. But as they've just said, some of the hotels that are here, even in Magaluf, have not opened. So there's the Calvia Beach Hotel, which is open. So that's right on the beach. And a lot of the hotels have changed the name, so I have difficulty keeping up with what the current names of the hotels are. So we're right at the end of Magaluf now. We're sort of going to walk back down past some of the hotels, and I can hear the entertainment from inside the hotels, which brings back memories. There's somebody by the beach, some games going on, everybody having a fun time. Having walked up all of those steps in the heat of the day, I can feel the need for a nice cold, ice cold drink.
Stopping for another drink, are we?
Got a coffee with me. That wasn't nice cold. Definitely need a cold drink. I think the last time we did this part of Magaluf, these supermarkets were all closed up. So now the hotels are opened, lots more places are open, so the supermarkets are now open. Hotel behind it doesn't to be open. The empty hotel. Nice that there's a bit of shade walking down here, and we're in Magaluf. We've just come off the beach, and the beach is over to our right. But it's just reminded me that we are actually very close to this countryside. Magaluf is just a narrow strip of hotels and holiday complexes, which you can see from across the road. Just on the edge of Magaluf, we've just got farmland. This is just at the back of Magaluf. So what we need to do now is to find a watering hole. You can see through there, that's one of the swimming pools to the hotel just behind the fence. Lots of people there having fun in the water. Shady walkway for us. Places across the road are actually closed and look to be closed. Not that they're going to be opening later in the day, but that they are properly closed. So, while there is a lot of good news, there's some bad news as well. Getting closer to the main street that goes through Magaluf. I'm sure we'll be able to find a watering hole there that's open.
A what?
A watering hole somewhere where we can get a nice cool drink. We'd normally go to St. Q's bar, but I think on a Sunday they might open later, so I don't think they're open at lunchtime. Ryan will be taking a well-deserved holiday or break, opening up later on this evening. More shops open across the road, but getting some other places that are looking very run down. Feels as though I've done a lot of steps today, so should get the 10,000. Walking around Alcudia, I did manage to do the 10,000. While we were up there, we went to this amazing museum. Should be getting the video of the museum up later on. And even if you're not into museums, you should have a look at this one because it's got surprises around every corner. So we're just back to the other side now of Nicky Beach. I think it's a place for us, but we obviously like it. Now we're at the far end of Magaluf, starting with the Piano Cafe. Here. We're moving on because Anita's decided that we're going to have something to eat out today. We have something to eat out most days. I prepared this wonderful omelette last night, and we had a little last night. The plan was to eat the omelette with a lunch today, but now we've walked all this way, and Anita says, why don't we have a pepito de lomo. So we're going to see if we can find a pepito de lomo. And if we find one, I'll show it to you. So we're just going to head off straight through Magaluf, which is the new hotel, which I believe is open now. Inside by Melia. So it is open. It's not open, this side isn't. We've still got the windows taped up. This is a restaurant. Again, not open. So while most of Magaluf is opening up now, there's still large sections of it that are not. The Melia group as well, I've noticed on Facebook, are offering big discounts on some of their hotels. So if we can't go back to the UK, we might try and book one of those. More police presence. Someone being told not to do something. Maybe it's the fountains here. So right through here there are these fountains, and you can have a look up. If you look up, you can see the swimming pool. It's the hotel. So obviously some parts of the hotel are open, and the swimming pool up there is open. But I think they may have been told not to have the fountains on. I can understand that maybe there is a COVID restriction on that sort of thing. But it really is nice to have some water cooling the air a little bit. McDonald's is now open here. Not that we'll be going. Across the road we've got Benny Hills, and they're now up and running. And the Bet Point, another place we won't be going. British Grand Prix from Silverstone today, so I guess a lot of people are getting into the bars to watch that. Or even the Open golf. Sinkies will be open later on, so not for us today. Coming up to the Samos Hotel on the right. Once been open for a lot of the pandemic, did close for a while, but reopened, and it's very popular with the British tourists. It's right next to BCM, so if you're a fan of BCM. It's very local for you. So there's the entrance to the Samos, and right next to that, BCM. Behind BCM, we're not going to go there today, unfortunately. Is the square, which is a great place to see some live entertainment, and lots of bars around there with food, drink, really an enjoyable evening experience. And it's just what Magaluf is now becoming. It's just on the other side of this BCM. Across the road is Panama Jacks, but that doesn't look as though it's opened. I'm glad we're getting closer and closer to our destination because my tummy's beginning to rumble. Autos Magaluf, they don't look as though they've been started again. And Captain's Arms, many people have been asking me about what's going on at the Captain's Arms. The place has been totally gutted. And when I say totally gutted, I mean totally gutted. They've taken everything out of there, including the plaster off the walls and the tiles off the floor. It is completely and utterly empty, so I don't know what the plan is for that, but some remodelling going to be going on there. Another place that people have been asking me about was the Kathmandu Hotel, which has been closed for a long time. I'm pretty sure it's open now. Just the hotel across the road used to be the Magaluf Park Hotel. So I can see some towels. It's always the telltale sign, isn't it? Towels on the balcony. That's when the hotels are open. And yes, there's the Magaluf Park Hotel, the Kathmandu Hotel. The actual house of Kathmandu, when we arrived, certainly wasn't open. It's an impressive entry though. Certainly changed from the times that I used to go and visit the hotel. That's 20 years ago. If you come on here and you're on holiday from the UK, you have to have a test. And opposite the Kathmandu, there's one of the test places, COVID-19 tests. I believe you only need an antigen test. If it's an antigen test, it should be €30. And they're all administered by the Anita Hospital and Anita Clinic. And I think the antigen test's quite quick as well, so you get a report very quickly that you're safe or not safe to go back to the UK, and that's all they tell you really, that you're safe or not safe. And so what happens if you get a negative test, if you are not safe to travel? Well, in that case you have to quarantine, and the government here pay for you to stay. And what would normally happen is you'd be taken to a hotel, not a hospital. You'd be taken to a hospital where you are you're taken to a hotel. So you go to the hotel, and as long as you're not ill, if you're really ill, you'll be taken to the hospital. But if you just tested positive, or you've been with somebody who's tested positive and therefore you can't fly, then they put you up in this hotel at the local government's expense. And one of the hotels they've been using is the Belvedere Hotel in Palma. So we had 200 odd students who had to stay there. It's not a hotel holiday though, because effectively you're going into prison. You won't be allowed out. Food will be brought to you. Students were very clever, of course. They just sent a message down to a bar down below, saying send us a crate of beer up, and they had a party out on the balconies and some chats to mates on the balconies. But they were kept separate. But they still managed to trash the place to some extent. So this cost the local government quite a lot, and they will also repatriate you. So once your quarantine period is over, they will pay for you to go back home. So this is the House of Kathmandu, also known as the Upside Down House, and it isn't open. So whatever the sign says on the outside that they are open, this part certainly isn't open. It's actually got scaffolding along the front, so they may well have given up on the season. There's Leo's, where we started our journey, but we're going to a different place, hopefully, to seek out some lunch and a drink. I desperately need a drink. I do hope I've done our 10,000 steps, dear, because I don't want to do any more. Anita doesn't think we've done 10,000 steps. So this is where we're aiming, so we're going to have a look for a nice shady table. And I found one. Now we've just ordered a drink. I'm absolutely desperate, absolutely parched. Cheers. We've also ordered our pepito de lomo. So I'll show you what that is when it arrives. So when we talk about having a pepito de lomo, it's a very typical sort of thing to have here at lunchtime, and we have it with all the trimmings. So we've got it's pork with cheese and salad as well, and got a few olives to go with it. Anita doesn't like olives, so I guess I'm going to get her olives. Hope you've enjoyed our walk around Magaluf. It's really hot, it's been a really hot July day, and we're going to look forward to our lunch now. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, and don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and also the bell. That gives you the notifications that we've added a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Oh yes, and
Yes.
Look what's just arrived. Cheers everyone.
Cheers.
Yeah, they say.